Even as tens of millions of American families find themselves suffering, the US government continues to spend money on some of the craziest and most frivolous things imaginable. In this video, we count down 10 of the craziest things that the US government is spending money on. Number 10. A super bus stop. Arlington County, Virginia received federal funding in 2013 to build a luxury bus stop complete with Wi-Fi, heated benches, and a wall made of etched glass that opens the rear vista to newly planted landscaping. The so-called super stop, which doesn't even keep out rain or snow, cost the taxpayers $1 million. Number 9. World of Warcraft. A total of $3 million has been granted to researchers at the University of California at Irvine so that they can play video games such as World of Warcraft. The goal of this, quote, video game research is reportedly to study how emerging forms of communication, including multiplayer computer games and online virtual worlds, can help organizations collaborate and compete more effectively in the global marketplace. Number 8. Clandestine creative consultants. If you ever wanted to make a movie or TV show featuring the FBI, then this will really come in handy. The sole purpose of the FBI's Investigative Publicity and Public Affairs Unit is to answer any questions that writers and filmmakers might have to ensure that any film, TV, or book that features the FBI will get the details right. Okay, this service probably got some use by the producers of Quantico, but for the rest of us, not so much, but it did cost us $1.5 million. Number 7. Dairy cows farting. Ever wonder what happens when cows fart? Well, the government does. That's why the U.S. Department of Agriculture gave the University of New Hampshire $700,000 to study methane gas emissions from dairy cows. Number 6. Studying romance. What are your thoughts on the romance of James Bond? And are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? The government wants to know and was willing to shell out $914,000 to find out. In 2010, the National Endowment of the Humanities funded a website to explore, quote, the fascinating, often contradictory origins and influences of popular romance as told in novels, films, comics, songs, and on the internet. Number 5. Museum of Neon Signs. Now, we all love neon signs, at least the government really thinks so, because they gave the city of Las Vegas $5.2 million for a museum of neon signs, because you know that's where you need to go if you want to see neon signs in Vegas. Number 4. Special wine glasses. Just in case those who work in US embassies around the world want to start a concert using their wine glasses, the State Department has them covered by using $5 million of taxpayer money to pay for hand-blown crystal wine glasses for embassies around the world that are not only from high-end retailers, but each glass, quote, has to make a sharp, high-pitched, resonant sound when tapped with a metal object, such as a fork or a spoon. Number 3. Critter crossing. You know all those deer crossing signs that nobody ever pays any attention to? Well, the Conservation Commission of Moncton, Vermont actually got $150,000 from the federal government to construct a, quote, critter crossing. Because, you know, we don't want to accidentally run over a lizard and have that on our conscience. Number 2. Watching couples fight. A study was conducted by the National Institute of Health which observed 82 married couples to determine what factors made them happy, and $325,525 later, it was determined that, quote, the marriages that were the happiest were the ones in which the wives were able to calm down quickly during marital conflicts. You know, I could have told them that for $5. And finally, number 1, a terrible, super terrible TV commercial. In 2010, the US Census Bureau spent $2.5 million on a television commercial during the Super Bowl. And you know, it's fine because they need publicity and the census is very important. But the problem is, this commercial was just oh so bad, to the point where no one understood what it was trying to say. I mean, watch it for yourself.
So what I think the main thing we have to remember is that we aren't letting anyone know the location. We're only telling the people that are going to be coming to the shoot.
So just the 300 million people who are coming will know the location?
Exactly.
So everyone.
Snapshot of America.
Isn't that kind of what the census is doing?
Yeah, but we have to let them know at some point,
Right.
so they can get there.
Yes.
And when do we let them know? When does that happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the word you're looking for is what? You guys remember that crazy super hyper guy from a while back who looked like he stole the jacket from the Riddler? And he was on all the infomercials promising that he could get you money from the government? You know, I used to think that was a scam, but now I'm not quite sure. Because I would really like to study the effects of flying around the world in first class. I bet you I could get funding for that. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.